What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. So, we need to get out there and do the right thing. All right? And some of you would say, but Iceman, it's the same bird, just two different wings. And to an extent, that's true. But what's going on right now, according to my discernment, is a wrench that's been tossed into the system, all right? This is a different bird. All right? So that's why, as far as I see it, it's important to get out there and, as they say, vote common sense. All right. Now, what is common sense? Well, let's think about it for just a minute. So, say that energy is the heart of a freaking economy, because that's what a lot of economists say. You need the energy in order for everything to function. And a lot of shit's made on the energy. A lot of the plastic shit, a lot of the metal shit. Energy is used for all of it. Food. And everything kind of goes up and down in accordance to the cost of energy, okay? So, do you think it's a good idea to let other nations get the energy and then ship it over to us, and then they can kind of decide what they want to price it at and all those things? Or do you think it's a better idea to use the energy that's under our fucking feet? Because there's a lot of it, apparently. And do you think it's a good idea to sort of maximize its efficiency, where you can get it from here, get it from there, get it from here, get it from there, and create a surplus in the market, which of course will drive the prices way down? Or do you think it's a good idea to just have maybe one or two entities be able to do that, and then they can dictate the prices? What's the common sense? Let me know in the comments below. When it comes to these big ass wars. So, I read this a while back. There's a lot of nuclear powers now, right? A lot of these big nations, they have nukes. And if there were to be a sort of nuclear war, they accumulatively have the power. Like they say, how it works is in theory and in simulations. If one country nukes another, they retaliate. Like it's set up to where the fucking nukes go off before they're hit by the damn nuke. You know what I mean? So it causes that nuclear winter. And apparently there's enough nuclear power in the weaponry throughout to kill every living thing on Earth 30 times over again. All right? So let me ask you this in terms of common sense. Is it a good idea to sort of, what do you call that? Is it kindle the flames or whatever with these nuclear powers? And to send hundreds of billions of dollars to fuel these wars with these nuclear powers, who, if cornered enough, they're gonna use the fucking things? Is that common sense? Or is it common sense to at least try to go and meet with them and negotiate or some shit? Let me know in the comments. What's better? You know, if we have these people making these decisions, is it better to go and just try to meet with these people first and come up with some terms of agreement to where maybe it can de-escalate? Or is it a better idea just to keep sending hundreds of billions of dollars over there until they use their fucking weapons? Let me know what the common sense is in the comments below. What do you think? Okay, another thing. So, ever since the days of old, right? Nations throughout, cultures throughout, religions throughout, it's in the Bible as well. They would have these big ass, they would have nations, and they'd have borders and walls in some occasions. But nonetheless, they would make sure to vet and restrict and just kind of filter in who comes and goes through there. You know what I mean? Who's not like a citizen of the nation or a taxpayer. Do you think it's a good idea to just have no fucking borders and to let tens of millions in without any vetting and just let them kind of go throughout? Because the problem is they're going to take up the resources, you know? They need to eat. They need to live somewhere. And of course, the more resources you take from an area, the prices are going to go up. So it causes everything to inflate because there's the opposite of a surplus in the market. And with how things are currently, according to the data that I looked at, that was collected from the Obama administration, the current amount of undocumented or whatever the hell you call them in the nation, they tax our economy. They cause a sort of net fiscal drain is what it's called. That equates to a couple $100 billion a year. So, of course, that is adding to the federal debt, which is the US dollar, which is currently the standard currency of the world. What do you call that again? World reserve currency. You know, they all base their economies off of it. And there's no money to pay it back. So that those hundreds of billions of dollars a year add to it. It inflates the currency, so it devalues it, and it loses purchasing power daily. And of course, people want to come here because of the sort of stable economy, right? The stable civilization. But as this transition occurs, it's becoming less and less that. So the more it happens, just eventually nobody's going to want to come here. In fact, they're going to want to get the hell out of here. But just in general, is it a good idea to have more security there or less? You know, which one's common sense? Let me know in the comments below. In terms of border control, border filtration, things like that. Is it a good idea to have more or less of that? Let me know in the comments below. This is for common sense purposes. Now, this could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to make that long of a fucking video. Okay, so is it a good idea to regulate the hell out of our internal economy and pass laws and bills that incentivize everyone who's currently doing business here to leave and do business somewhere else where labor is cheap because they have shitty labor laws and everything else? Is it a good idea to keep enabling that? Or is it a better idea, do you think, to bring the manufacturing back here to where it brings back the jobs and then it controls the assets and keeps the assets on our home territory? Which do you think is a better idea? all the shit that we buy, should it be coming from way over there? And is that somehow better for the environment if we have to ship every fucking thing thousands and thousands of miles? Or is it better for the environment, and is it maybe a better idea to try to get it back here? You know what I mean? Which one's more common sense? Let me know in the comments below. I guess I'll touch on one more thing. So is it more common sense to teach the kids in school that everything's racism and that they should think about getting their dicks chopped off? Or is it common sense to teach them things and focus on things like economics, social endeavors, being a good citizen, being kind to one another, and not defining one another by how you look or your background or wherever the hell you came from or whatever? Which is more common sense? To teach them that everything is racism and to maybe go get their dicks chopped off? Or the alternative that I mentioned? Which do you think is more common sense? So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on these matters, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. But get out there and vote common sense, man. All right. Peace be with you.